You work hard. You try to be careful. You skip the expensive coffee, watch your spending, and still reach the end of the month, wondering where the money went. Sometimes the problem is income. Sometimes it is a major bill or an emergency. But sometimes the real issue is a group of small habits that quietly drain your cash over and over again. Today, we are breaking down 7 money habits that can keep you financially stuck, plus 1 practical move to replace each habit. And habit number 1 may be hiding inside your next purchase. The first habit is upgrading one thing and then feeling forced to upgrade everything around it. There is a name for this pattern, the Diderot effect. The idea comes from the experience of getting one beautiful new item and suddenly noticing how old or mismatched everything else looks. You buy a new phone, then you want the premium case, the matching headphones, the watch, and maybe a new bag to go with all of it. One purchase becomes a whole spending chain. The problem is not that every upgrade is bad. The problem is when the upgrade changes your idea of what you need. Before a purchase over $100, use a 72-hour pause. Ask 3 questions. Do I need this now? What else will this purchase make me want? And would I still buy it if nobody else saw it? If the answer survives 3 days, you can make a calmer decision. The second habit is waiting to save whatever happens to be left at the end of the month. The usual order is familiar: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, subscriptions, debt payments, and then spending. Savings gets whatever survives. For many people, nothing survives. A more reliable system is to move a realistic amount automatically when you get paid. That might go toward an emergency savings buffer, a short-term goal, or a retirement account. The amount does not have to be impressive. It has to be consistent and fit your actual budget. If you have high-interest debt, your plan may need to balance building a small cash buffer with paying down that debt. If your employer offers a retirement match, learn the rules and decide whether it fits your situation. There is no universal number that works for everyone. The point is simple. Make saving part of the system before the money gets absorbed by everything else. The third habit is treating all money as if it has the same job. Money for next month's rent, money for an emergency, and money for a long-term goal should not all be handled the same way. Cash is useful. An emergency buffer should usually be accessible and stable because the whole point is to use it when life gets expensive or unpredictable. But cash can also lose purchasing power over time. The same amount may buy less in the future than it buys today. That does not mean you should throw your emergency money into the market. Money you may need soon belongs in a place where access and stability matter. For long-term money, some people consider diversified investments that match their time horizon, risk tolerance, and tax situation. That is a planning decision, not a guaranteed shortcut. Investments can lose value, and the right mix depends on the person. The habit to break is not keeping cash. It is keeping every dollar in the same place without giving it a job. The fourth habit is buying something because everyone around you seems to be making money from it. Maybe a friend shares a screenshot of a huge gain. Maybe a video promises the next big opportunity. You feel late, so you buy at the exact moment your excitement is highest. That is FOMO, the fear of missing out. It can turn a long-term plan into an emotional reaction. Before buying any investment, slow down. Can you explain what you own? How it is supposed to create value? What could make it lose value? And how it fits your time horizon? If you cannot answer those questions, you may be speculating instead of investing. You do not need a flashy idea to make progress. A diversified, long-term approach may be more appropriate for some people, but it still carries risk and should match their circumstances. No investment is guaranteed, and past performance is not a promise about the future. The practical rule is simple. If you only want to buy because the price is moving, wait. The fifth habit is choosing the lowest price without checking the total cost. Sometimes the cheaper option is the smart option, but a low price is not automatically a good deal if the item breaks quickly, needs constant replacement, or creates a bigger problem later. Think about cost per use, repairability, warranty, and how long you realistically expect the item to last. A durable product can be cheaper over time, but quality is not an excuse to overspend, and the most expensive option is not always the best one. The goal is not to buy luxury products. The goal is to stop confusing a low sticker price with a low long-term cost. Before buying, ask, what will this cost me over the next year? Is there a reliable mid-range option? And can I delay the purchase until I can pay for the better choice without creating new debt? Spend less by choosing carefully, not by replacing the same bad purchase 5 times. The sixth habit is letting your social environment decide how you spend. Your friends do not determine your future, and spending differently does not make anyone a bad person. But repeated social pressure can still shape your habits. If every weekend automatically means expensive drinks, last-minute trips, or buying things to keep up, your budget is being set by the group instead of by your priorities. Try changing the default. Suggest a lower-cost plan. Set a weekly spending limit before you go out. Tell people you are working toward a goal. The people who respect you do not need you to spend money to prove that you belong. You do not have to cut everyone off. You do need boundaries strong enough to protect the plan you said mattered to you. The seventh habit is trying to improve your finances without choosing a specific target. I need to save more is a good intention, but it is not a plan. A useful goal has a number and a date. You might say, I want a $2,000 emergency buffer by October, or I want to pay off this high-interest balance by the end of the year. Then break the goal into a monthly amount and decide where that money will come from. You may need to reduce a recurring expense, increase income, sell something you no longer use, or extend the timeline. A clear goal does not make the math disappear. It makes the next decision easier. Financial progress is usually less dramatic than the internet makes it look. It is a spending pause before an impulse purchase, an automatic transfer that happens every payday, a small cash buffer, a debt plan you can actually follow, a decision to stop buying investments you cannot explain, a boundary with your calendar, your friends, or your own habits. You do not need to fix all 7 at once. Pick the one that is costing you the most and replace it with one repeatable action this week. Which habit recognized itself in your life? Leave a comment with the one you are working on first. Subscribe to Money Mentor for direct, practical videos about money habits, personal finance, and building financial progress one decision at a time.